it's bull or bear, I don't care. It's quite a rough ride, just like life. But I'm kind of patient, cause only time will tell. It's gonna go up, so you better stay calm. And grow your coins, you gotta grow your coins. Grow your coins, grow your coins. Grow your coins, you gotta grow your coins. Grow your coins, grow your coins. Grow your coins, you gotta grow your coins. Grow your coins, grow your coins.
What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? I'm live. That was a quick code. It's gone already, so it doesn't mean anything for you. But yeah, we are live, and I am on Cornucopias. I am claiming my land, and I'm going to show you guys how to do it as well if you haven't yet, because it's a big deal. We've been waiting for this for so long, and yeah, here we go. We're doing this. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Crow, you need to play Metal Gear Solid. You will love it. I've already got it, yo. I get all the good games when they first come out. I'm an addict because at night after my wife and I we watch our shows. She always passes out pretty early, and I'm always up, a couple hours longer. I've been playing Kingdom Come Deliverance 2. I've got a hardcore mode going, and then I've restarted the regular mode because I want to do that with all the I didn't understand how they worked before. When I did it, I deleted the first version that I had completed the game, and so now I'm taking my time. I'm doing everything. I'm already like level 20. I haven't even I just basically got out of like the first map, and I need to go back and complete some of that stuff. So anyway, Cornucopias, man, we've been waiting for this for a long time. This token needs to fly soon. But if you have not claimed your land yet, I'm going to show you how to do it. It's actually super easy. If you go to cornucopias.io, there is a link in the description below. And can I post it? Let me see if I can post the link in the comments here. I know about Grayscale. There's so much stuff happening right now with Cardano. It's not even funny, and it's just going to keep getting bigger and bigger. But that is the website, cornucopias.io. And when you get to the website, you obviously want to log into your account. I would always advise using Google two-factor or a YubiKey for anything, really, nowadays. But if you go to land claim, you'll see maps, land claim schedule, live land claim, third-party marketplace. None of this seems to mean all that much except maps. And what you do when you go into the maps, you're going to see this is Solus 1. All right. And there are multiple versions. There's Solus 2, Solus 3, and Kalido. I just focused on Solus 1 for now. If I want other stuff, I'll go later. And basically what you do now, I did this last night just to prepare, but really the ones I picked last night were all wrong. I thought that the large mythics that I had were these big orange ones. No, these are copious. These are huge. And so I had a whole bunch of these selected, and then I realized, no, all I have are the legendary or mythic large, right? So basically you go through, and depending on what you have the NFTs for, like if you bought the NFT rights to a particular size, the size matters. Don't let any woman tell you it doesn't. But seriously though, what matters even more is whether or not you have like the mythic or the epic or whatever, because that basically it's almost like an entitlement tag that basically says, okay, well, this person who paid more for this legendary or this mythic or whatever, they're going to get first dibs on their claims. And so for example, what you do, so this is 17 Sunnyside. I love how they have addresses, even though there's just nothing but grass and mountains and stuff. But anyway, 17 Sunnyside, this is an epic plot. It's 48 meters by 72 meters. It's 3456 square meters. And then it shows you screenshots of these plots. Right. So it kind of gives you an idea as to what, like where you're going to be, what it looks like when you're there. And it's pretty cool. Now, from there, you go to claim, and I don't have any of the epic. I don't have any epic NFTs, but let's go to one where I do have a couple. Let me find a couple large. What's this one? Here's a large. Okay. So here's a large one. So if I want to go to claim, you'll see I've got 2 large land NFTs. Okay. And I have 2 mythics. So if I want to claim this, I would just click edit selection. And to improve my chances, since I have 2 of these mythics, I'm going to use both of them to claim that land. Okay. And then when I click save, you'll get a little thing. It pops up, says it's been saved. That's it. Then if you want, you can go and do like your pending claims, right? And I mean, if people are going to compete with me, I don't even give a shit. It is what it is. That's the problem with being an influencer, quote unquote. I hate that term, but when you're doing stuff like this, like nothing's safe, because then you just end up building all your own competition for stuff. But it's whatever. I put a claim in on like 5 or 6. I can only have 2. So at some point, I'm going to get 2 of the ones that I put in a claim for. And then from there, I'm going to see like my land, right? So like right now, I still don't have any land. When the claim concludes and everything is like, everybody's claimed what they want, then I don't know exactly how it works. But from there, everybody's going to get their land, like or a plot or 2 plots, however many plots you own in terms of how many NFTs you own, you're going to get that many claimed plots. From there, I don't know what happens. Like from there, we're just landowners in Cornucopias. And now I guess it's a matter of waiting until, once this concludes, but this is just Solus 1, right? So there are a lot of land plots, but it's not ridiculous. Like this isn't ridiculous. And it's all very well laid out. Like strategically, you've got little hubs. You've got, I tried to get, well, I'm not going to tell you what I tried to get. You'll just see when I get it and I show it to you. If I get it, I don't know. I thought that the NFTs I bought were for these. Because I'm like, it's mythic, it's large. I'm like, that looks mythic and large to me. And then I clicked it and it's like, nope, those are copious. And I'm like, son of a gun. I didn't even get the right shit. I didn't even get the right ones I thought. I thought I was like winning. And I have like 5 or 6 NFTs on another wallet. I don't even remember where the hell they are. I think I had a couple legendaries and a couple mythics and then a couple commons on there. I don't know. They might be gone forever. So we might see some land on around that's never getting filled because I don't have them. So it is what it is. So what do I have to do to get a plot next to Crow? Well, unfortunately, I don't know because I don't even know what I'm getting yet. I know that when we launch, I know I'm getting a custom dome. And I think what I want to use my land plots for, well, it just kind of depends, right? I don't know 100%, but I do have some little ideas. I basically want to try and do some cool stuff to make the land plots that I have in Solus 1 like kind of attractions. And then if there's a way, like use those to send people up to my custom dome. And you know what? I actually have a question for you, for you guys. I don't even know what I have 300 on. What do you guys think? So I'm curious because I've been seeing some stuff and I've been talking to some people about adult stuff, like adult related content. And a part of me was thinking, when do we see, like, what would stop anyone from seeing like adult related themes or zones or custom domes or things that are like age gated, right? I'm thinking we're on Cardano, Midnight's coming. We're going to be able to establish like identity and things like that using Midnight. So it's like, I know that for some people, everybody's like, you know, like we don't need adult. It's going to spoil this. I get that. I also understand that typically in any new technology, it's the adult world that utilizes it first before anyone else in the world. Because they make so much damn money, they can afford to like stay on the forefront of a lot of this stuff. And a part of me was thinking to myself, like, it's just a matter of time until somebody creates some sort of like custom dome with adult related material. And And I'm not saying I want to. I'm just saying that, like, I do know people that do, and they were asking me about it. And I'm like, honestly, I don't know. I'm not sure how that would work. But I could see it being a significant use case for something like Midnight and bringing all this technology together in one thing that basically keeps the kiddos out, because you'd have to have some form of digital ID, age verification to get access to like a custom zone. And I actually brought it up to the Cornucopias team, and they're like, we don't know how we feel about that. And I'm like, duly noted. Like, I'm just trying to figure out, like, what is the extent by which people are going to create their own worlds, and what are the limits going to be with this, right? That's the question. And to be honest, I feel like I feel like this is all going to be so big and so massive. How can you really limit that? Like, if it's not illegal, can you limit it? Are you going to limit it? Like, what that's the question. I'm curious what everybody in chat thinks about that kind of stuff. Yeah, so anyway, that really is as simple as it is to claim your land. And then once you've claimed it, you just figure, we wait and see. So live selection begins September 24th. So we've got a few days. So the claims are going to be running for a few days. And maybe you don't have an NFT yet. You've been waiting for whatever reason because you've been under a rock, or you're just now figuring out that Cornucopias is probably going to be one of the biggest metaverses on the planet before long. And you're like, I want some. You can get some land for as low as like 80 ADA. All right. Now, these are commons. These are kind of like, I don't want to say bottom of the barrel, but like, these are like, you're not getting any real preference. So you're probably going to take some of these. And I've even thought about doing this today, honestly. I'm debating, like, maybe buy 10 of these suckers and just claim as much small land as I can and just see what I get, like almost like a grab bag. But if you want to improve your chances of getting what you want, then you just go over here to this rarity tab and say, you know what? I want some legendary. All right, legendary small is 388. Cheapest, the floor is 319. So this basically just improves your entitlement. This is the easiest way I'd call it. It's like your entitlement. The more you pay, the more entitled you are to getting the selections you choose. That's it. That's what it boils down to. And then once you get some of these, then you just go over and claim them like I just showed you. I'm like really fighting the urge to buy a bunch of these because I'm like looking at it, and my male ego is saying, Crow, why don't you just go into this land map and just own a city? Like, why don't you just buy a whole city and then make that almost like a Vegas, right? It's like, this is literally coming to me in real time. This is probably pretty brilliant if somebody does it. And I guess in a way it ultimately connects to like, what are the limitations going to be? Like, imagine having like a red light district, a casino zone, like every vice in the world in this little city in Cornucopias. I'm sure Josh and Rob would love that. I kid. I mean, I don't know how they'd feel about it, but I'm cracking jokes. But I do. But then I thought, and then once you build it all up as an attraction, you can resell some of those plots of land for big bucks. Like, let's become real estate developers in the Cornucopias metaverse. For whatever reason, that sounds fun to me, like a side gig. Like, what all can you do? This dude's stuck in 2018 blockchain games. Oh, Connor Arthur. Do you really have two first names? That's interesting. Typically, when people have two first names, you read about them in the paper for doing something really bad. I guess you're getting your start here in my chat. Congratulations. So let's see. Not a bigger gamer, but I think these type, I'm not sure what's being said. If I play, I'm just going to claim one plot, make sure I really like the game. Yeah, Seth, I mean, how many of you guys have actually been exploring and seeing like the updates for this thing? I'm telling you guys right now, man, like, this is going to be, when this kicks off, I'm telling you, and I've been saying this now for a couple years, this game is going to kick off when you can fucking build on your land. That is when this is going to start taking off. Until then, nobody gives a shit. I'm sorry. I don't think anybody really gives a shit. I think everybody, look at all of the biggest multiplayer games right now. It's your No Man's Sky. It's your like Second Life back in the day. All of the games that empower you to build your own little worlds, your own shops, your own homes. Look at Ultima Online back in the day. Do you know how much money people spent on decorating their self-designed, self-decorated homes in Ultima Online with rares? Just for ego's sake, just to show off. That is the whole point of multiplayer games like this. It's to show off what you're capable of. That's the whole point. So until we get to the point where we're able to start feeding that and feeding those egos, giving people that dopamine rush of being able to say, look what I can do, look what I did. That's when all of this stuff really kicks off. Everything until then, to me, is just filler. It's like A, B, C, D. It's going down the alphabet of things that are going to play a role in the game overall. But the grand poobah is when everyone's able to build, because then we're going to get content creators all over the place flocking to Cornucopias, showing off their world building skills, their tips, their tricks, the things that they're able to do to make their base look a certain way, or their little first person shoot 'em up games. I mean, there's so many different things that are being designed and built for Cornucopias that everyone's going to be able to do. And I just think that, you know, and a part of my whole adult thing, as I was kind of looking at some of the other metaverse games that have launched a long time ago and what's been done with some of them. And it's like, quite honestly, this is all being designed so that anybody can build. You know, I've made comments before and I've showed people how, I mean, trying to build on some of these other platforms. What was the other one with the voxel blocks? Can't even remember now. Sandbox. Geez, I don't know why that escaped me. But trying to build on that kind of, I mean, I was quoted something like 80 grand to build on my land that I have in Sandbox. I still have it. I haven't sold it. I haven't done anything with it. But it's like, you know, when everyone is empowered to like really build and mine and harvest materials and sell and create an economy within this world, that is when this stuff is going to start kicking off, man, because everybody's going to want their piece. And I really feel to a large degree that Cornucopias has been really building under the radar, and what they've been able to accomplish to date. Honest to God, I think people are going to write stories about like how this AAA game went from nothing to like wherever it is at the time on what I honestly perceive as a shoestring, because these guys basically came together, came up with this idea, this concept, started building on Cardano. And then, you know, yeah, they've had a bunch of NFT sales and a lot of people complain. Like every time I turn around, it's another Cornucopia sale. How do you think this shit's getting funded, man? These guys aren't independently billionaires. Like, and they're not VC funded to my knowledge either. They're basically doing everything community-based organically from the ground up. That shit takes time. I've been impatient. I mean, you know how many videos I've done where Josh is in a private chat with me, like, what the fuck, man? And I'm like, listen, I'm a gamer. I'm impatient too. I'm speaking out what a lot of people feel. And that's why some of you watch me. It's because you know I'm going to say the shit you're thinking. I just have a bigger voice. So a lot of you are just watching my channel, waiting for me to say what you're thinking, what you're feeling. And then I see in the comments like, yeah, man, finally, you know, and I get all the comments, right? It's not that I'm a Kopi hater. I love Kopi. I've got a shit ton of tokens. I've been an influencer, whatever you want to call it, for years, right? I'm still here, baby. It's not about hate or anything. It's about, I get impatient because I see what's coming. I see this all coming to fruition inch by inch by inch. And there's literally nothing like it anywhere in the world. And I'm like, I want in. I want to play. I want to build. You know what my dream is for Cornucopias? I'll tell you, this is my dream. How I work it all out, I still don't know. But ultimately, what I want to do, I want to have my custom dome. I want to have concerts. I want to have comedy shows. I want to have all kinds of stuff going on in my custom dome. And I want a lot of it to be ticketed. And like maybe membership based. Like if you have a membership, I'm going to figure out a way to work my Crow tokens into the equation. I want to figure out how to do a bunch of really cool, big shit on a regular basis, like scheduled events, right? Like big scheduled events that people will care about. Hopefully by the time this kicks off, I will have made so much money as a Cardano holder that I can afford to do a lot of this shit for fun, shits and giggles. We'll see. Cardano's pumping. I hope it's still pumping right now. I don't know. Yeah, it's doing all right. So, and that's basically what I want to do, man. And it's like, and on top of that, as a like in-game career, aside from like an event promoter type deal, I want to be a droid engineer. I tell you what, I don't know if I've ever had more fun in an MMORPG than I did playing Star Wars Galaxies back in the day before SOE fucking ruined it. And I was the first droid engineer on my server. I made so much money. I was the first droid engineer to basically make every level of bot. And then once I started making those pro bots, and I was able to basically just write my own check with those things, I had events, man. I had parties at like it was like a guild house, but I didn't have a guild. It was just me. And I'd have these like parties and stuff. And I mean, it was a great time. And shit, I don't even remember how old I was back then. But it's like, I want to do that kind of stuff today. And I want to do it in Cornucopias. And it's just like, listen, I'm in my late 40s. I'm turning gray. And I am doing all of the things that I could never afford to do in my youth. And, you know, I talked recently about the gentleman buying out. It's so weird that this happened. This just happened the other day about the gentleman who bought Commodore. And he's like basically he's bringing Commodore back to the world again with new technology and new products and stuff. And I'm like, I can't wait to dive in. I haven't bought anything yet, but I'm definitely going to probably next year. And it's like my wife and my daughter and I were playing this little card game a couple nights ago, and one of the cards I pulled, my daughter, somebody pulled a card basically saying, "Tell a story about your favorite toy as a kid," and you have to guess. I think it's called Know Your Family, like how well do you know your family, something like that. And my wife knew. The first thing out of her mouth was your Commodore. And I started crying, kind of like I am now, because that's all I had. That's literally all I had as a kid. And it was, you know, I grew up with nothing, man. And my mom bought that Commodore, that SX64 at a yard sale for $340. And the woman let her make payments on that thing for 6 months. And that was all I had. I lived on my Commodore, and that was my childhood. I didn't have friends. I was basically alone all the time. And, you know, I lived in like really bad area, and like I'd get jumped here and there. Like it was always like a big group of kids. Like it was just bad. So I never went outside, man. I went to school. I would dodge all the bullies and the kids that are trying to whoop your ass after school along your way, because I had to walk a mile each way. I know everybody heard that story, but it's true. I went to Summit Elementary, or Summit something. I think it was Summit Elementary in Canton, Ohio. And that's where I was young, man. You know what I mean? And it's like all I had was my Commodore. Actually, I think I got my Commodore when we lived on Gibbs. There was a street named Gibbs. That's where I like stepped on a nail that went through my foot, and that's where I cut my arm off. I was 11 when I did that. Fell through a window. Thought I was a ninja. I'm not. I learned that the hard way. So anyway, I'm rambling. But anyway, it's like I have so much anticipation for what's coming in Cornucopias, and there's so much that I want to do. And I love it. I think this is going to be the biggest thing. I think this is going to be the seed that enables people. I mean, as long as Cornucopias keeps up with the technology and is able to, like Midnight, I think Midnight's going to play a big role in Cornucopias. I don't know for sure. Nobody's ever said a word to me about it. But with a lot of the different use cases that I see associated with these custom domes, which is why I posed the question before, it's kind of a loaded question in the sense that, like, I know stuff like this is probably coming. And I think that Midnight and Cardano and a lot of these things, they're all going to play a big role in policing things, making sure things stay legitimate, legal, compliant, all of that kind of stuff, because this isn't just about building a metaverse game, right? Like, what is a metaverse? A metaverse to me means like an alternate reality that you're able to live in and achieve a lot of the same things you can in life, but in a virtual world. That is what a metaverse is to me. And I think that a lot of technology is going to enable us to tap into this in ways that we still aren't even familiar with yet. But over the next 5 years, it's going to get insane. And I think that what Cornucopias is building is an opportunity for everybody to really get in on a ground floor and participate and build, stake your claim. This is like that movie, what was it, Far and Away, with Tom Cruise and Nicole Kidman, where they're like racing on these horses, throwing the flags in the ground, getting ready to build their future settlements and all that. That's what's happening literally right now, this minute on Cornucopias. Whether or not you choose to take part in it is entirely up to you. Whether you plan on playing in the world or being somebody in the world or achieving something in the world, I highly encourage you to at least participate now. Make sure you've got what you need, got what you want, in case things turn a corner that you say, oh shit, I'm so glad I was prepared, because I don't really think the prices for this stuff, grabbing a small land plot for like $80 basically, those days are going to be numbered. I'm telling you now, those days are going to be numbered, which is one of the reasons why I'm like, why am I not just buying a whole damn city, holding on to it, letting stuff continue moving forward and see what I want to do with everything, you know, in 6 months or a year or whatever, right? But anyway, that's the way I look at it. Listen, I just wanted to share this with everybody. I don't want this video to be long because I don't want to turn newcomers away. I'm going to check your comments. Leave your comments. Let me know what you guys think of all of the stuff I've said in this video down below. I'm going to be reading them through the day. I've also got a call coming up here in about 20 minutes. So until next time, thanks for joining me. We are live. Cornucopias, go claim your land right now. Super simple, takes 2 seconds. Make sure you use your NFTs to claim as many plots as you want so that you can at least get a couple of the ones you really want. Till next time, crow your coins. Thanks for joining me, and I'll see you again soon.